Okay, so it's Friday morning, October 9th, 2020. I'm just sitting here having my coffee, watching a little Sean Atwood. And I think that people who say that the New World Order is a conspiracy theory are really just not understanding what we're trying to say when we say that. And somehow that makes us, even though you can point to the evidence for that, it doesn't really impact people because maybe it's not explained, like the background is not fully developed in order for them to see the garden in which these globalist anti-human filth are planting their seed. So I think if I try to break it down like this, it'll be a little more comprehensible. So imagine this. Okay, so imagine that you live in the world and there's only the current leaders of the world. There's no other people, right? And so the question becomes, who's going to supply these people with the goods that they need? Well, the first thing to understand is that people are going to need way less goods because there's way less people, right? So there's this idea that you're going to take so you're going to take and get rid of all the people that are unemployed. Well, no, you're going to get rid of more people than that, right? Because all you have left is the leadership, right? What you can't, you're going to need less wastewater treatment plants. You're going to need less maintenance facilities. You're going to need less roads, right? So the idea that's written on the Georgia Guidestones of there only being 500 million people in the world is right there. That is the New World Order. That's what they're going for, right? They need to have everybody gone. I mean, you're talking about 500 million out of 7 billion, 500 million, right? You're talking about killing 7 billion people. And that's their goal, right? That's, you're going to have 500 million people. So that's going to leave the upper crust. And then that's going to leave the people who work for the upper crust, who do their whatever, that basically the movie Elysium. So when you think of a globalist, think of that. Think of the movie Elysium, where you have the people that run the whole thing in an off-world created planet, right? A created gravitational system, off-world, and the only thing they rely on other people for is to keep their stuff going, and they're nowhere near where you can contact them, right? And how do you do that? You got to get rid of the people. And so, like I said, right there on the Georgia Guidestones is an explanation of what they want. So you have the people that run everything, and then you have the people that are their slaves, basically. And that's the goal. That's what they want to do. That's the type of people that you're dealing with. This is who we're talking about. They're evil in the sense that they'll literally do anything they have to do to get themselves ahead. And the rest of the people and anything that gets in their way doesn't matter to them. And if they could just outright kill everybody, they would do it. But because there's so many more of us, they have to do the slow and go route, right? They have to incrementally do it, right? Two main things that I tried to point out in the book that I wrote were the concept of incrementalism and the concept of compartmentalization, right? And that's where, that's how a lot of things get by the people, through incrementally squeezing them by, inch by inch, millimeter by millimeter. And a lot of people that are participating in the system don't realize they're doing it because they're compartmentalized. They're busy worried about doing their job and their family, or doing their job and whatever it is that they're going to do next. So just think about that. When you think about a new world order and you think about the seeds that they're sowing and why they're sowing them and why there's so many liars in government and why the people with the power lie to and obfuscate and compartmentalize the people that work for them or that live under their rule, then you have a globalist, right? When you have somebody that's talking about freedom, liberty, and the Constitution for everybody and being able to defend yourself against people with power, then you're talking about a human, an individual who's pro-human, not an anti-human piece of filth, right? So they run everything under the communism that you are the slave to. That's a globalist. Hopefully that helps.